My name is Jon Hoin, and I am your chair of the Commission on Equitable Compensation. I want to thank you all for taking some time to learn about our report to the 2025 annual conference. You can read our complete report at umcsc.org/AC2025. Before I begin, I would like to thank all the members of this commission for contributing their time and talents to help churches who need our assistance. As everyone is aware, the past 5 years have presented challenges due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the subsequent period of economic recovery, and transitions in our denomination. Our report is minimally revised this year after streamlining our report to improve clarity and consistency across our policy in the second quarter of the last quadrennium. We then clarified our reserve policy to ensure that our reserves are invested appropriately to meet the Commission's goals. Last year, we made no major changes to policy, and we continued to focus on working with the Cabinet to ensure ministry happens anywhere it is needed. We continue to consult with Westpath to be sure that the fund's investment will meet its targets, preserving and possibly expanding the real purchasing power of the fund over each new decade. I would like to thank the conference again for its support to help us achieve our main goal, to make sure that salaries for full-time clergy meet minimum requirements agreed to by this conference. Your generosity ensures that ministry can happen in places where we would not otherwise be able to have a presence. For 2026, our budget is projected to be $325,000, the same as last year and a decrease from previous years. However, the bishop and the cabinet have done an outstanding job working with us to build up reserves while making sure we are able to accomplish our main objective, and we are prepared to go forward into the next year. Despite years of responsible stewardship that have led us to maintaining a surplus, CEC ended 2024 with an operating deficit. Due to the demands of these transitional times, we anticipate an additional reduction in the surplus held in our operating fund by the end of the year and in several subsequent years. 2026 will bring new challenges, and we are prayerfully recommending a cost of living increase of 2.5% to the minimum base salary for full-time clergy. This increase is in line with typical increases over the past decade for clergy, and it matches the Social Security cost of living increase. As the recent bout of inflation begins to calm, the CEC makes the recommendation with the aim to continue to provide competitive minimum salaries, as well as to ensure that pastors can pay their bills after the large amount of inflation we've seen in recent years. This increase also recognizes that no increase was made in minimum salaries for 2021 and 2022, and while we began to correct our course in 2023, a season of increased inflation continued to hollow out the value of our minimum salaries. For 2021, the Social Security Administration recommended a cost of living adjustment of 1.3%, and for 2022, they recommended a 5.9% adjustment. For 2023, they recommended an 8.7% adjustment. 2024's was 3.2%, the same as our recommendation for last year. The graph in front of you has 3 lines. The orange line represents our conference's salary increases from 2013 to 2026. We have raised our minimum salaries most years in response to inflation. The green line is the real value of our minimum salaries adjusted for inflation. As you can see, that green line stays relatively flat, meaning the real value of our salaries has stayed roughly the same over the past 11 years, despite inflation. Unfortunately, we see a very large drop at the end due to a large rise in inflation and 2 years without raising the minimum. Following that large drop, we see the beginnings of a recovery. We believe we are finished adjusting for the drop in salary value created in the wake of the pandemic to make sure our full-time clergy at minimum will be able to continue to cover their living expenses. We believe this most recent adjustment is necessary and will minimally impact our churches. As always, we stand ready to assist where needed with this change. We will continue to pay close attention to current trends in the coming year, both in the larger economy and in our local churches. For the year 2024, those receiving equitable compensation grants included 8 full members, 2 provisional members, 1 full-time local pastor, and 2 others, for a total of $468,026. Again, you can read our full report at umcsc.org. As I wrap things up, I want to offer a final thank you to all of the wonderful folks serving on the Commission. And I would like to offer a special thank you to our Commission's executive team and everyone else in the conference who worked so hard to ensure we are able to accomplish the mission of the church wherever we happen to be. Finally, I would like to close with a big thank you to everyone watching this. Without your hard work and support, there would be no reason for us to be here. Everything we do is to enable ministry to happen in all the places we can, at all the times we can, as long as we ever can. And so I want to say thank you to each of you for your hard work in ministry.